All right, this is the Saint Nick podcast. This is the fourth podcast that we are doing. I'm gonna talk about basically. I found this mathematical formula. I'm not entirely sure how it completely works. The math is there. It's real. It's fact. Just like God. Um, there's scientific proof of it. There's every single proof that you could possibly ask for of God. So basically it's dark versus light, hot versus cold. If you take like an ice cube and you put it in the sun, it's gonna melt. But it turns to water. And then if you freeze it again, it turns back to ice. But there's kind of like a balance difference between good and evil, hot and cold, or whatever. And it can change, and it changes, and every single day you change. So if you start following, well, let's say you were that ice cube and you start getting too hot, then you're going to turn to water. So, right now, let's use your heart as like an ice cube or something like that. So your heart's like really hardened and, you're mean, you're bitter, you're angry, you're cold hearted. So, by God would be the heat. Um, he can warm up your heart. He can get you back to water so you can just flow through life. You've already heard that saying, just be like water, Jackie Chan or whatever. It's just flow. So you're a human. You're able to adapt to like all these incredible things. But if you're more like, be like water, so anything that you put in water. So if you put Kool-Aid, guess what you turn into? You turn into Kool-Aid. If you put wine into water, you're gonna turn into wine. If you put dirt into water, you're gonna turn into dirt. If you put hate in that water, you're gonna turn to hate. If you put love into that water, you're gonna turn into water. But you're basically like this car right now. You're you're a broken down car right now. I'm sorry to tell you. I speak the truth. So you're a broken down car. I'm still a broken down car. Look at me. I'm still fat. I'm not doing the right thing. Look, it's not good. Um, but like, yeah, I'm a broken car too, so it's okay. But there's only one thing on this planet that can truly fix you, and that is God. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. Like it's God. So if you follow the righteous path, it leads to life. You're gonna see my body change. You're gonna see my entire mentality change. I'm sure that everyone has seen that happen to me already. They're like, "What's going on? I don't understand. I don't understand." And then part of the reason that they're freaking out is because they don't want to actually look at themselves. So, and I've told a lot of people I've been gaining a ton of attention. I've told so many people I have 3,000 followers on TikTok. I'm sure I'm going to get more and more and more followers. My entire life is going to be completely different. I might become famous. It's not about that or anything like that. But, there's just the evidence right there. And what I'm about to do to my body to, like, fix my body is going to be even more proof. I'm going to go from 300 pounds to being a healthy person. So, you're going to be able to watch me do all those changes. And I was at the beach yesterday, and so I was recording these crows and stuff like that. And birds are very, very smart. So I was recording this bird, and I was just kind of describing it and looking at it and the way, like, so if I get close to it, it just hops away. It's not too worried. Yeah, it's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then if I chased after it, it would actually fly away. Humans don't even have that built into them anymore because you think everything's always fine. And then when I was a security guard, somebody like threatened to slit my throat, so everything's not always fine. This guy asked me if I was paranoid, but it's just not. It's not really completely paranoia. It's just being intelligent about the surroundings around you. being aware of the truth and what's actually going on around you, being aware of how the world works, and people are not good. Like, a lot of people are not good. There are good people out there. I think the difference. I think one of the main differences is, do you want to live or do you want to die? And you need to surround yourself with people that want to live, people that want to better their lives. Those are more of the people that are on the right path. And it's very hard to convince someone to actually want to live. Um, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. We have this mental health crisis and everything. But if they can actually believe in God, and then it would save them. It would save them. It would build them all the way from the ground up. It's probably the only thing on this earth that can get rid of all that stuff. Like, using the 12-step program that I talked about on my second video, on my second podcast. You're able to basically clear your entire consciousness. So basically, anything bad that happens to you, yeah, I mean, you might be upset for a moment or whatever. You're still human. You're gonna be upset when somebody does something wrong to you, or when something bad happens. But without God, you're gonna be irate all day long. But with God, you're gonna be like, okay, well, I kind of understand where that person's coming from. I kind of know what's going on in their head. Um, and basically, they were taught this. Every single person was taught to do this for a really long time. They were taught to sit. They were taught to eat fast food, and basically almost every single thing that you were taught by your mom, by your dad, by your friends, by your uh, government, by whoever, is completely almost wrong. The only truth that there is that you shouldn't be like sinning. Sinning causes a lot of problems for you, and if you try to live your life without sin, which is the righteous path, you try to not sin. You work on all of your defects, defects in who you are. Um, yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Um, it's tough to look at yourself and do that. But if you don't do that, there's absolutely nothing that separates you from the animals. There really isn't. I mean, crows, like, they eat from the ocean, so they have free food, and then they can take a bath in the ocean for free. They don't need anything. They're always outside. They don't really need a house. Sometimes they probably do need shelter, but they can find shelter outside. Um, but we are way smarter than crows, but not all of us are always smarter than crows, honestly. Um, what is stopping you, I figured out, apparently, is pride. You think you have achieved all these things. You think you have done all these good things, and you think all of this stuff. But pride is, it's basically like ignorance. You're ignoring a whole bunch of details. Um, it's just, I mean, again, it comes back to exactly what you've been taught for your entire life. You've been taught to do all that stuff. It might not even be your fault, honestly. Like, it's not your fault that, I mean, like, slavery wasn't your fault, but you're still going to be punished for it. There's things that you're still going to be punished for, even though you had nothing to do with it. And that's just the truth of how life works. Like, it's just the truth. Yeah, so the ways to, like, get closer to God are just be healthy, um, be nice to people, um, be good to people. You don't have to always agree with people. Like if some conflict is actually okay. Like sometimes, like so, I don't know. I'm just gonna say Billy. So Billy, no, I'm not gonna even say that. Whatever. Somebody's gonna think I'm talking about them, but I'm not. Um, we're gonna say, uh, Zen. So Zen, he smokes all day, he drinks all day, he sits there, he plays video games. He has 20 kids, never sees his kids. He weighs like 600 pounds. He doesn't have a job, doesn't do any of this stuff, and basically, you need to become like almost the exact opposite of him. But you can't like destroy your body either, because some of these people, they work out to the point that they're gonna have a heart attack, and you can't always do that. Like it's just, life's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So yeah, it's difficult, and it's really hard for me to know the truth about everything, and it's just but that's just life. Like I mean, it's just life. So you can't do anything about it. Like, yeah, I mean, it's improving my life. It's going to improve my life. I'm gonna have every single thing I ever wanted. But yeah, yeah, I mean, I can't take off these glasses, and I shouldn't even want to, honestly. If I want to take off these glasses about knowing all this stuff, then I would be straying further away from God, and I already know that's not good. Because without God, I would have probably ended up dead. Because I don't know, like I was just living in my car and stuff. It's about to be summertime. Like it probably got up to like 80 degrees recently, and maybe like, yeah, what if I didn't find God? What if I would have ended up dead? So I sleep in my car one day, it gets up to 100 degrees in my car, and then I'm dead. So maybe God actually just like saved my life. I don't know. But like I always feel like I was completely chosen by God. Like look at my life. I've had my heart surgery. I've had I mean, I'm just a child of God or whatever, but like, yeah, I've had my heart surgery. I've had, maybe I'm not even chosen, but I need to learn how to be humble myself. But I've had a lot of weird things happen. I've gone from zero consciousness to consciousness. I've twice. I've had a year of rehab where they spent $1 million on my rehab, where I got to meet all of these facilitators, and every single facilitator at that rehab had a different way of trying to explain. Basically, they were all explaining God, but you're not allowed to do that. A lot of teachers actually, a lot of teachers believe in God. So when you ever hear your teacher being like, "Well, that's actually not how," or like those that don't learn from their mistakes are doomed to repeat it. They give you like slight hints about like what's going on, and the education system isn't telling you, and then the teachers are the ones telling you. The teachers are like, "Well, I don't know," because they're talking about God, but they can't talk about God in the school district. And people need to know. People need to know about God. People need to know about how good He is. Like, and I get mad when I go to church and stuff like that. All these people are just sitting there. I like the Jehovah Witness and stuff like that. But some of those people just like, you have a cell phone right in front of you. Like, you can talk about how good God is. Like, you have a cell phone, you can make a podcast, but like if the world knew about the 12-step program to clear your consciousness, like God can take all of the bad things you have ever done away from you. You just give it to God. You just give it to God, and you have to understand that Jesus died for all of your sins. So every single thing you have done wrong, like it's already cashed out. It's already cleared. Like he already paid for it. He paid for your meal. He already paid for every single thing you have ever done wrong. He paid for it. He was just like, here, paid for it, done. Like, you don't need to worry about that. You're paid for. Like, you're already paid for. Like, what are you complaining about? You're already paid for. You're already good. Like, now, to show him respect, to show Jesus respect, you need to, like, do the right things. Like, he died, we killed him. We actually killed him. As soon as he was like, hey man, I paid for your meal. I got you all this food. I brought you everything. I brought you every single thing that you guys need. I brought you love. I brought you every single thing that you guys need. And then we turned around and we killed him because we thought he was a witch or something. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now that's happening. That's been happening with like, even with like Martin Luther King. Hey guys, this isn't right. This isn't right at all. None of this is right. And you know what we did? We shot him. JFK, CIA or whatever. It's just like, hey, yeah, I don't agree with what you guys are doing right now. Shot. Man, it's a tough world out there. It's a tough world out there. But if you use that 12-step program, I think the government took down my video, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And then I think Project Bluebeam is real or something. I don't know. I strongly believe that I'm seeing this orb sometimes, but I don't know. That's up to you guys to decide. I don't even know myself, so I mean it doesn't matter. But um yes, I could be tripping out. Who cares? I mean, it really doesn't matter. Am I going to die tomorrow because I'm tripping out a little bit? No. Like, people do acid all the time and they're still alive and they're still kicking and they're still doing stuff. Like, if you take shrooms, you're still going to be alive. You're still going to be kicking. If you have a mental illness, you're still going to be alive. You're still going to be kicking. I'm able to make, like, 100,000 a year if I want. My mom doesn't even believe me on that. Like, my friend sent me the proof. It was $111,000 a year that I was making because I was just working my ass off. And then I was working like 70-hour weeks and stuff like that. Kind of destroyed my body a little bit, but that's okay. And then, yeah, it's just, life is so crazy, man. Life is so crazy. It's crazier than, fiction sometimes. It really is. Like, I was at the park or whatever. Like, did you guys even know that you can just, like, go to the park and you can actually just talk to people? And then they give you suggestions and stuff, too. Like, I mean, I've been so secluded. I've been so far away from people. I've been so far away from God for so long that it's just, yeah, I've been afraid to talk to people. And then, like, I was doing that security job, which is not what God wants for you. So, of course, I was going to run into somebody that was going to try to stab me. But if you're doing the stuff that God wants for you, you're going to actually run into all these good people and stuff. I ran into this guy on the trail or whatever, and he's out there. He's trying to lose weight and stuff like that. He said he's walking like 10 miles a day or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, are you going to be back tomorrow?" Because when you make the decision to actually go help yourself, like, a lot of good things happen for you. When you make the decision to actually choose to do good, I mean, like, so you're doing all these random things, you're entertaining yourself and whatever, but when you make the decision to do good, all of the doors open up for you. Every single door, because I mean, look at technology and look at how good some technology can be. Like, it's just you have Google, you have the power of God at your fingertips. Like, so the moment that you actually try to do good with it, you're unstoppable. The moment that you try to do good, you will be completely unstoppable. You're going to fix your entire body. You're going to fix your entire life. You're going to fix every single thing. It's just the moment that you decide that you're going to do good. You're going to do good for yourself. You're going to do good for the world. The moment that you decide to do good, your entire life will change. Every single thing in your life is going to get better the moment that you decide to do 100% good, or try to, or die trying. That's when your life is going to change. What was that quote? When you want to succeed as much as you breathe, then you will be successful. That's the quote right there, I think. So when you want to do good more, and it's even better than that, because if you want to do good more, I forgot what I'm trying to say. It's when you do want to do like more good and your entire reality isn't an obstacle, so like my physical body, the physical things that are happening, you remove the entire physical reality from around you, and you want to do good like on a spiritual like plane almost, then I mean, like if you die, you're trying to do so much good that, like, I mean, I'm not trying to die or anything, but um not being afraid, like just not being afraid, not being afraid anymore. There's nothing to be afraid of with God. I mean, there are things you should stay away from for sure, but like, don't go up and don't go pet that jaguar. It will kill you. I mean, you have to stay in truth. You have to stay in reality and stuff like that. But like, don't be afraid of these people. What man should you fear on earth? Like, you shouldn't fear anyone on earth. You should fear nothing almost, because you have God. Once you have God, you shouldn't fear anything on earth, so don't be afraid to go out and do good. I mean, don't get yourself killed. That's just stupid. Don't do that. Don't be stupid. Don't do stupid things. Like, yeah, he's using the 12-step program or whatever. Like, he's been removing a lot of my addictions and stuff. My addictions to being lazy, my addictions to alcohol. He's removed a lot of bad things from my life, and it's really good. It's really good. And my life is becoming somewhat better. I'm probably going to go on a walk after this. I don't really know what I'm going to do today. I'm hoping that people can actually start following this podcast. I really need people to start following this podcast because I'm trying to make it a career for myself. I would love to just sit here and just help out people online, like, until I die, or until the world gets better, if that would be possible. Yeah, this is what I want from my life. This is my purpose in life, is to sit here and to try to, I mean, maybe not even sit here, I don't know. I could do a standing podcast, just walking around. I could do like David Goggins does or whatever, just walk around and do a podcast like that. Start walking and doing a podcast. That'd be kind of cool. I was thinking about getting those glasses or whatever. So there's these glasses you put on, and then people, you record everything, and people don't really know that there's a camera in there, so they're not going to get bothered by you. I'd probably kind of look weird just talking to myself, and people are like, what's going on? What? Oh, actually, I have headphones or whatever. People do that all the time. They just like, they walk by, they're like, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Like, oh, well, no, I would say that to the people with the earbuds. I'm just like, are you guys talking to me right now? Like, I don't. Yeah, it's really confusing to people. I mean, it's just like, if anytime you do anything out of the ordinary, people are just like, what? Because they just don't get it. They're just ignorant, so they just don't understand it. It's not their fault always. They just don't know. You don't know what you don't know, so it's just that's just how it is. Like, people are uneducated, they're ignorant, they don't know what's going on because nobody ever told them what's going on. Nobody told you the exact answer. I'm telling you pretty much. The exact answer is God. I mean, I don't know how many people were like, hey, yeah, the answer is God. Like, that's the answer. That's the only answer. I mean, maybe people did tell me. Maybe I had ignored everything, but I don't know. I wish maybe somebody would have sat down there and explained with me better. I mean, yeah, there's people that have known this for a really long time, anyways. They know exactly what's going on and all this stuff. There's people that are way further on this path than I am. But you know what? I'm gonna get there. It's fine. I'll get there and I'll be happy and I'll be good. Like, I'll know what's going on. Um, I just started this journey about like 4 weeks ago or something like that. It's just, I think I have like ADHD or something. I can't like, well, I probably have too much energy in my body and I probably need to like get walking and stuff. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna end this podcast with that. Sometimes I'm gonna do shorter podcasts, I guess. I don't really have that much energy, like mentally, to do anything. I've been thinking too much, so I'm probably just gonna get out and go on a walk and stuff like that. I can't just sit here. I'm amped up. I have too much energy. I just woke up. I have energy. I'm ready to go. Ready to work on my body. Ready to try to get that stuff better. I'll be moving into my apartment on the 1st. So I'll have a completely different setup. Hopefully, I can set up better stuff. Um, Maybe I'll get a microphone or something. I think this camera is, I mean, my new phone has really good quality, so I might not even need a microphone. I'll probably just use my camera. I know you guys can hear my voice like perfectly, so it's yeah, it works. I really wish people would just find God and just stop trying to fight everything. It's not good for them. They just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And it's like, just because I said something, then they're just trying to fight it. So, I hope they learn one day. I hope I help out people more than I hurt them, at least. Um, oh, yeah. So basically, I forgot about this, but there's a law. So there's a human law. So basically, if you do a certain amount of stuff bad to your body, then you're gonna end up dead. That's a universal human law. If your body can only take it so far. So that's the law of God. So if you get further away from God, you end up dead, and if you get closer to God, you have a good life and you live. Um, like I've already said, but there is also, it's also a part of, I think it's part of the golden law too. So the golden law plus the other law that I'm talking about, it's all the law of God. It's all God. So the golden law is, or the golden rule is, treat yourself the way you want to be treated. So when you are working at a major corporation, you have to think about all of the stuff that you are causing. Like, you really have to think about all the stuff that you're causing. Even me making a podcast right now, if I'm just sitting here and I'm making a podcast for 100 million people or something like that, then I'm just sitting here. That's all I'm doing, is just sitting here. That's the truth of the situation. I'm not out there helping anyone. I'm not. I'm helping you mentally, but I'm not physically helping anyone. I'm not working on, I'm not working on anything productive. I'm just sitting here. I'm working on myself. I'm still being selfish. It's hard. It's hard to get over. Yeah, that's just how life is. It's a lot to work on. But if I just sit here, I'm not, I mean, I'm helping you guys mentally. I guess that I am helping. But some people on these podcasts, they're just sitting there and they're just talking and they're not trying to really help anyone. Talking about a lot of useless information. A lot of useless information. Probably like 99% of almost all information besides God is useless. But there's this law or whatever, that's the human law. It's that's how it works. It's the universal human law. It's the law of being a human being, and if you know that law, if you knew exactly every single thing in that law, then yeah, you would, yeah. If you knew everything about life, you would be God. So, and you, yeah, you would, yeah. It's just, it's crazy. I'm gonna go on a walk.